Brad, I know they were missing some guys. You guys were too, but what did it mean to you to finally beat the Spurs after losing 11 in a row to them?
I mean, they're just a hard team to beat. I think a lot of people have struggled against them. They've got really good players, obviously great coaching, and just a way that they play on both ends of the court that's really hard to play against. And so they were missing quite a few guys, though. And then Ginobili being out on the second night of a back-to-back. I think that we still had to make enough plays to separate it there, and I thought, we were able to do that, kind of chipping away over the first three quarters, and then with that flurry at the start of the fourth.
Brad, fifth game holding the opponent under 95 points, which has been the key to the defense for the last few games.
Yeah, I mean, we went into the season with a few tweaks, but, also, we really thought that our length could be a factor all over the court. And, I still think we can improve quite a bit in that area. But our effort and our attention to detail, our communication with Al and Aaron is excellent. If you go through something and walk through one time with Al and Aaron, they can direct the whole thing. And so that's pretty unique, I think.
And with Kyrie in particular, I mean, his offense sometimes overshadows his defense, but what have you seen from him and his energy?
He's playing both ends of the floor really well, and he's really when you're guarding all those high screens in the NBA, that's not easy. And, he's doing a good job of knowing when to peel back and switch. He's doing a good job of chasing when he needs to chase. He stays in place, gets his hands on balls. He got a couple more balls tonight. And, I think we can continue to get better at finding him on offense and figuring out where our spots are for him. But you can tell he's getting more comfortable every time he takes the floor.
Coach, can you just touch on what Al was able to give you guys tonight on both ends of the floor, second double-double so far of the season?
Yeah, I mean, Al's had a terrific start to the season with what we're asking him to do on a night-to-night basis defensively. And then his threats at the rim tonight with his rolls. Tonight was not a night that he was going to get a ton of three-point looks because they're really good at taking those away from bigs. And so he knew that he was going to have to roll more and be more of a factor at the rim. And I thought he did a really good job with that. But defensively, I mean, to think about that, he guards, Giannis and then James Johnson and then now Aldridge/Rudy Gay. Like, he's doing it every night on that end of the floor, and that's, testament to him.
Hey, Brad, how versatile is Shemi proving to be defensively, and how much is that what is keeping him on the floor right now?
No, I think Shemi's got a chance to be one of the better defenders around. And so we have to, he'll get more comfortable with where his spots are offensively too. It was good to see him make that corner three there. Got a couple of effort baskets, got to the foul line. But I thought that the reason that he's in the game right now is to, match up against Rudy Gay and then to switch if we want to switch. And, we knew that coming in that he was going to have that ability. I think that his lateral ability is just so impressive for a guy his size.
Coach, Jason Tatum didn't shoot the ball particularly well tonight, but he was able to contribute in other areas. Talk a bit about how your young guys are doing just that when nights when their shots aren't falling, they're still able to give you something in another area or two.
Well, I think the most encouraging thing is nights where they're not falling, they're not hanging their heads. I mean, Terry Rozier was 1 for 9 or something at one point, and then hit 4 straight shots and separated the game. I thought Jaylen Brown was coming off of a couple of games where he didn't shoot it as well, and tonight he played great. So it's all about how you respond in this deal, whether it's minute to minute or game to game.
Brad, in the beginning of the fourth quarter, you guys made your run. Kyrie was on the bench, and you were it seemed like you're maybe deliberating when to put him back in. Are you still trying to figure out kind of game-closing lineups, rotations? Or
I just didn't. Terry came up limping a little bit. He stubbed his toe, and so put him back in to get Terry out, but knew he wasn't going to play very many minutes if we could hang on. But you're still thinking about, 15 points or 17 points with 7 minutes to go is not a lot against the Spurs. They can change that pretty quickly. So put Kyrie and Al in for those 3 minutes just to make sure that we were able to feel better about closing it out. But, no, I mean, if it were closer, they would have been in earlier.
Coach, Terry had a few plays tonight where he was able to attack lanes at different angles, do a crossover into a pull-up, looking much more comfortable. Are you seeing growth just even over the last few weeks of him starting to look really comfortable finding shots rather than trying to force his way into them?
Yeah, over the last few years. I mean, he's always been a guy that had an exceptional burst, but he's figuring out his spots. And, you know, when he got going there in the fourth quarter, that was a pretty special little run he went on. But he would really struggled up to that point. That's the best part, is that he, again, I mean, a lot of guys would not be able to, you know, emotionally make that run, and he just kept plugging at it and, you know, got a couple to go and then separated the game for us.